Welcome. In this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between making a request and making a demand. It's a very common thing for people to confuse these and to think that they're making a request when actually they're making a demand. And it's really important to know the difference because each of these will evoke quite a different response. The confusion between these two is something that I've had to coach a lot of people through, and how to have more clear and connected conversations with their partner. Now, a request is something where the person has full freedom to feel into what answer is going to be most aligned with them, and they're able to give it to you, and there's no negative response whatsoever. There's no sulking, there's no guilting and shaming, there's no trying to convince or control them to do something different, there's no punishment or withdrawal. If any of those things exist, then your request is actually a demand. A request is something where there's a neutrality inside of you with the person's answer, whether it's yes or it's no. If the answer is no, then there's no consequence to that whatsoever, that you are happy to receive their authentic answer. Your request is a demand when the person gives you a no and there's some kind of negative consequence to it. A demand is something that someone needs to submit or to comply to. If they were enjoying meeting your request, but it's actually coming out as a demand, then what would have been fun to do for you ends up being a duty or an obligation because of the energy that's tied up in it. So I encourage you to take an inventory of the requests that you're made and the ones that you want to make and see, are these really requests? Take an honest look at yourself and see if they're requests or they're demands. You want to get really honest? Then ask the people around you how they are perceiving your request. Share with them what you've learned in this video, and then say, do you have full freedom without any fear of consequences from me to be able to say no to me when I'm making a request of you? Or are there negative consequences when you give a no? Or is there something in my energy that makes you feel like there's not space to say no to me? I was somebody who had the perfect request language. Would you be willing to? And I thought that I was making requests. But when I took an honest look, I saw that they were demands. Even if my responses and my energy was very subtle, it was still in a demand. And I needed to take accountability for that. So if you're somebody who's getting a bit of a wake-up call as you reflect upon the difference between your request and a demand, and you are now committed to start making true, sincere requests of people. If you are somebody who has had demands in the past when they were in the form of a request, then you may have dug yourself a bit of a hole that you now need to climb out of. So as you start to make genuine requests of people, and if you are met with some resistance because in the past you were making demands, then acknowledge that. Take accountability for the reactions that your past actions have influenced in them. Make an amends if it feels right for you, and give them the reassurance that they need to know that they can really give their authentic yes or no, and that you're going to honor it, as this is a sincere request and you really want to know what their sincere answer is. I hope that this was helpful and you are inspired to start making requests and not demands, as it is something that really honors the other person's needs and their dignity, and it also creates a safer, more empowering environment for everybody. So thank you, and if you enjoyed this video, please press like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more inspiration on how to live a conscious and connected life.